Wow, do I have a treat for you today because I am super excited to share with you all the cool stuff that the expansion for Dog Park has to offer. It's called New Tricks and it is just packed with some really great content. So if you caught my video about Dog Park, I backed it on Kickstarter because A, I love dogs, and B, I thought the mechanics looked really cool, and I just wanted to kind of look at pictures of dogs like the whole time I played because it would make me happy, and then I loved all the bits and pieces, and it's just so exciting. So for so many reasons, a lot of cuteness reasons, I backed Dog Park on Kickstarter, got my copy, and was blown away by the quality. And by the design, and by the gameplay. Not only was it cute, it played really great and super easy. I love the 4-round feature of going and drafting and trying to vie for dogs. And you get 2 dogs around, which means in your kennel you get to have 8 dogs at the end of the game. Everybody gets 8 dogs. Everybody's going to have a chance to get a dog every single time there's a dog drafting, which is great. Now, you might want a different dog that's out there because of how it's valued for the end game scoring or for its bonus during walking or during whatever phase you're looking for, but it's just a really cool idea. And I thought it was just such a clean game. And then I found out New Tricks has some really cool features and it zhuzhed up the game, and I thought, it's so good, how can it be gooder, better? And I was just like, this is how it's good or better. And so first off, let me just say there's a 5th player expansion as part of New Tricks. So I just wanted to get out all the 5th player stuff and just show you the components because you've got the dial, you've got the walking dog pieces, you've got the player board, the on-leash board, your kennel, all the good stuff that comes with your 5th player. There's even a 5th player field tile that allows you to have 5 spaces on the same board for those dog offers. And then there's a 5th player offer a bonus for leaving the park. So now that you have those places, so every different place that needs those adjustments for 5 players, it's been made. There's even a long space that goes in the walking park section so that you can have 2 different spaces to go in the very first 2 spots to get everyone going, to make sure that you don't get clogged up in the beginning, and to give everyone an option to get some of those basic resources like the ball or the toy or the bone or the stick. So it's really thoughtful. It's incredibly thoughtful. So just for the 5 players alone, boom, like that, it's worth this. But that's not really what New Tricks is about. There's actually 3 major elements to New Tricks, 5th player expansion aside. So let's just start with the easiest of the 3 first, and that's the super locations. And this is your walking the dog configuration in the park. You'll flip over a card based on the amount of players, and they are definitely balanced just as before, but this time you've got your super locations for 1 to 3 players, and then you've got your 4 to 5 player deck. And you will flip that card over, and it will tell you where to put 2 super cool juiced up spaces that many dogs can go to at once without the penalty of having to discard a resource of your choice, which is nice because now you can go to these places and you can trade things in for super cool opportunities or get super cool opportunities that you may not get in other rounds. And so it gives really juicy locations for you to plan for as you make your way through the park. The super locations are fantastic. I absolutely love them. I think they add so much to that section, and I didn't think I needed more in that section, but I do. And I love that every round there are some places that are blocked off that you're not allowed to go to. There are some places that have a super cool extra bonus, like another bone or another stick or something that you might really need. And so I just absolutely love those super bonus or super locations. And I just honestly can't imagine playing without them now. So that is one of those 3 features, and while it's kind of the smallest or the easiest to understand, it definitely zhuzhes up that park walking so much. Now, the second thing that you've got in new tricks is trick training, and that requires a new token. It looks kind of like a frisbee, I think it is. It's a frisbee. Kind of like the same size disc as the walked dogs with the collar symbol. And then you also have a new wooden figure that shows somebody like training and like, kneeling down and kind of like working with that particular dog, training them to do a new trick. And what it is you've got these cards that you are going to shuffle up and deal out to a board that goes above the main board from the base game. And each one of those has a section. It's gun dog, hound, working, terrier, utility, pastoral, and toy. And so every game, the different tricks that you could train for are not associated with the same type of dog, even though every dog has one of those particular breed categories. So it's really clever the way it's been designed, and you have a nice balance of tricks that you can learn and be trained with when you're on the leash or when you're in the kennel. And they're going to give you super cool, awesome things. So every round in the 4 rounds, you get to train a dog and you get to teach them a new trick. And then they get that little token that says that they're trained. And based on whether they have the trainer with them or if they've been trained, there is a particular cost that will show at the bottom. And then you get to do the trick for any dog that's been trained as long as you can pay for it that matches its own breed. It's just so cool. And once you get used to those particular trick cards and when you're supposed to use them, you can start to see this amazing, like crazy cool domino effect, much like you have with the cards themselves, with the dogs that just have things that say, when you do this, make sure that you take this thing. Or if you have this at the end, then you get this many points. You're going to be able to score victory points in game with those tricks. And again, as long as you can activate them, you can have as many dogs do as many tricks, because once you teach a dog a trick, they know the trick. And it's just so clever. It's just so thematic. So I love that feature. I think it's fantastic. And it adds even more strategy and even more planning that comes along with the game. And it's just really, really cool. I can't say enough good things about the actual tricks in the new tricks expansion. And lastly, there are multi-breed dogs. This is really where the action is. And that's what I saw in my gameplay, because these multi-breed dogs, yes, they do really cool things that you have at the bottom. You get to see their trigger or activation. If it's out walking, you get bonuses. If you're in spaces with other dogs, you can do special things with them. You have endgame bonuses and victory point achievements. But the thing about the multi-breed dogs is that they are now multi-breed. So you might have a gun dog and a pastoral, which means that it counts as both when you're trying to train for new tricks, but also when you're looking for the majority at the end of the game of who has the most dogs in each of the sections for the end game victory points, which is just crazy cool. Plus, there are weather cards that you add that have some of the new tricks, components, elements, and mechanics that play into those weather objective cards that might give you bonuses for drafting multi-breed dogs or for triggering those kinds of multi-breed dog actions. And you have a huge chunk of these things. I mean, you're going to get 60 new dogs. Now, this is the really cool thing with the multi-breed dogs. Whenever you set up the game at the very beginning, you're going to shuffle that whole deck of 60 and you're going to take 25 from the deck. And you will then take from your original cards from the base game, which could include any of the expansions like the European Dogs expansion. You can include those. You include everything from the base game if you have those, which I do. I have so many dogs. But you take 25 from the new tricks. Those are the multi-breed dogs. And you take 2 stacks of equal size from the base game. And you're going to have those 3 stacks of 25. And you're going to shuffle those all together. So you have a third of the game that you play will have those multi-breed dogs. And that gives you a really nice balance of seeing the new dogs, having the old dogs, and just having a nice, again, balance of the new components with the main game components. And you get the right amount of dogs in there. So you'll shuffle those all together, and then you'll see those dogs when you deal them out. And if you ever need to add more dogs to the deck, if you ever run out, just make sure it's that third. A third is going to be the new tricks, and then the 2/3 is going to be from your base cards. And these dogs are just, again, beautiful. The artwork is stunning. I love them. They look so cute. I love that you've got that multi-breed coat on the top, and they just do more amazing things, which, yes, I mean, I adore. And I think because the designers, Lottie and Jack Hazel, just love the game so much, they give you even more of the base components to match that 5th player expansion, but they also were like, hey, guess what? We'll give you even more objective cards, and we will replace the other objective cards that were maxed out at 4 so that they're balanced now for a 5-player game. And it's just, again, all the elements that you get in New Tricks, which is a lot of stuff. It's just so thoughtful. Everything has been planned and carefully designed and balanced to enhance the base game. And I really enjoyed the base game. I really enjoy Dog Park so much. And so New Tricks offers, honestly, all the things that I am, again, now going to play with. I am not going to leave out any of the new stuff. And if I want to share this with a 5-player group, I can. And it's still so balanced and so fun and absolutely works. So yes, New Tricks gives 5,000 thumbs up. I mean, I honestly can't give it enough. And I just like it. I think it works really well. And I think it just adds so much more strategy because the base game is great. I felt like it had just the right amount for that hour-long game that you're looking for. But this gives it it's just a notch more. It's just a little bit more complex, and it asks for more planning and more strategy. So it makes the game a little bit more complex, but in a good way. I think it gives you just a little bit more to bite into and to chew off. So enjoy Dog Park, but more importantly, New Tricks, because yes, absolutely. All right, folks, thanks for staying tuned to my New Tricks and all the cool stuff. And hopefully you got a good eye full of that artwork and the new components that New Tricks offers. All right, everybody, I'll see you later.